Hello everyone, Calina of Story Retold. Her Interactive teased out on social media that they have an internship available. Now the only way to find this is if you know the exact link or the really tricky way of getting to their careers page. So here on their main site, herinteractive.com, you have to scroll all the way to the bottom to click on the oh, you can't see it, hang on. All the way down to the contact page here. And then you get this navigation tree right here. You can click on careers, scroll down and find the video production intern role, which is new. And it looks like the application deadline is May 23rd, which is just in like 2 weeks. So take a look at this. The job description is a video production intern for digital ads and social media content. This is very specific. It is a remote internship within the continental US. You have to have proof of the right to work in the United States, which is required. The working hours for Her Interactive is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. This is a paid internship, I believe. Let's just go through this because I used to work at Her Interactive and I know exactly what will be going on during this job. So, let's review, shall we? Summary. The video production intern will create engaging, professional quality video and display ads, hopefully professional considering that you're an intern, for digital advertising and social media channels through repurposing existing creative assets. So, you're probably going to be familiar with all the content that they've already got ready for you to work with, aka past Nancy Drew game art. Additional day-to-day tasks may be assigned as needed. We don't know what those are, but it's whatever you're going to be asked to do. Be ready to do it. If it means fetching someone coffee, that might be it, but it's a remote job. That's not going to happen. This internship provides valuable real-world experience. We're going to make a note of this later. In marketing, video production, and content creation for the video game industry, specifically within the Nancy Drew Games brand. So Her Interactive mostly makes and sells Nancy Drew games of their own, but they have a few other games they have for sale in their store as well. The responsibilities here: to collaborate with the marketing team to produce professional video and image content and repurpose existing creative assets for digital advertising and social media platforms. They said that already. Okay, so that means they're reusing past game art, video, imagery, and repurpose them for the digital ad specs and for social media. So if you're familiar with social media and know how to size up the images in a software, then you're probably good. Work with digital analysts and marketing team members to create compelling content for promotional campaigns. That is interesting. So hopefully the digital analysts will be able to see what has worked in the past and what has not, and be able to communicate that with you with how you need to focus on which imagery works in order to recreate that kind of similar content. So hopefully they've got the insight and be able to tell you and direct you where you need to focus on. Develop an organized adjust and deliver multi-formatted ad content tailored to each platform's specifications. That's kind of a repeat thing that they've said. Develop an organized system for accessing creative assets from past campaigns. Oh my gosh, are they trying to ask this person to reorganize the entire file server or figure out a new way to file share between different team members while still remaining private in their asset sharing? I worked a lot in reorganizing the marketing file server, and it sounds like they're not trusting that anymore. So it sounds like they might want to use, like, I don't know, maybe they want to use Microsoft OneDrive or Google Photos or some sort of drop file sharing platform, like maybe Slack or Microsoft Teams. Let's see. That could be quite a job right there, just reorganizing all the assets, considering that there will be like image and video revisions, things you want to keep, and things you need to assign as final and to be used, and possibly even when. Assist with social media messaging for Nancy Drew Games. Okay, so this is including some writing. How are you going to write social media posts and captions and descriptions? Requirements. The ideal candidate has video production and graphic design experience, right? high proficiency in professional video production software, which is required, such as Adobe Creative Cloud, Premiere Pro, Audition, After Effects, Final Cut. Okay, so here's the question though. If they're sharing assets between workers, which of these programs are they actually going to be using? Because I highly doubt they're using all of them. Because Final Cut is for Macs. Do they even use Macs? After Effects, Premiere Pro, you could do one or the other, it doesn't matter. And then fast editing software such as CapCut, InShot, Premiere, Adobe Premiere Rush, Clipchamp, Filmora Go. Well, which one are they going to be using though? Because that's a lot of licenses to pay for. But I guess if you have experience in any of these, they should trust you should be able to learn and adapt at a different platform if you understand the basics of how video editing works. Hopefully that they provide you, and hopefully they trust you to learn and to adjust. High proficiency in graphic design tools, which is required, such as Canva, Adobe. Now they're not very clear. Is it all of them? Or is it at least one? Because Canva is very user-friendly for even non-graphic design creators. Photoshop is a little bit more intense and is a industry standard. Illustrator, that's an interesting choice considering that they're going to be working with already rasterized graphics from the games, because the games are flat. They're already processed, they're flat. They're JPEGs and PNGs, you can't manipulate them enough or very much. So Illustrator, I can only imagine you placing the image and adding text on top or other imagery on top. Lightroom? You can do the Lightroom stuff in Photoshop with what currently exists in Her Interactive's storage. Interesting choice. Portfolio showcasing video and image content production. Okay, so you need to have a portfolio showing your work. That makes sense. Nancy Drew brand knowledge, deep knowledge of Nancy Drew video games, ensuring content aligns with brand voice. Okay, sure. Provide a list of the Nancy Drew games you've played. They're going to be judgmental on this. And also, if you get an interview, you should ask the other Her team members who you talk to, how many games have they played? You'd be surprised. Tell us why you'd like to intern with Her Interactive, Nancy Drew Games, and your story of becoming a fan. Okay, so this is just you opening up, getting to know. They'll probably ask you this during the internship interview, not necessarily during the application process here. Content creation and marketing, strong copywriting and social caption writing skills, writing samples required. Okay, so in your portfolio, make sure to include writing samples of social media posts, captions, descriptions that you have to show your work. Passion for short form video storytelling. If you do any sort of video work on social media, you're good. Experience using digital ad platforms, creating content, adjusting ads to platform specs. Okay, hang on. This is a difficult one. If you are just a content creator, if you're someone who's in school, then you might not necessarily have access to a professional digital ad platform. You don't have your own brand. You would have had to work for another company that had a professional brand to allow you access, and even if they did allow you access to their administrative site where you could potentially do a lot of harm and do things wrong. So this will be a very interesting one to see if anybody has a skill set there. Based on what I've read so far, this is asking a lot right here. And I think this is going to require a level of trust from Her Interactive to allow the intern to be able to upload the content in the ways that they want them to. Excellent organization skills with proficiency in Excel and Google Sheets. Proficiency, define that. And how many of the other Her Interactive team members have that skill set, that competence to say proficiency, they have proficiency in Excel and Google Sheets? Because if they're going to be leading this, they should set by example and be able to communicate how they want the intern to be entering the data in. Proficiency in fast social video editing and creating UGC style content. Should I know what UGC? Universal something content? I don't know what UGC is. And I have experience with 15 years of experience in this kind of stuff. Content for social, shame on me, right? Style content for social media, such as shorts, reels, okay. Technical communication skills, ability to meet deadlines with acute attention to detail. Detail is good. Proficiency in voiceover and audio recording. Okay, so here's a big thing, you guys. Not only will you be editing and doing graphic design, you're going to be probably in front of the camera like this. You're going to be doing audio stuff with microphones. You're going to probably be recording someone else too, making the audio stuff. So that is an interesting thing. If you were a bit nervous about the job, keep this one in mind. Strong written and verbal communication skills, sure. Ability to work independently while collaborating in a remote team setting. Okay, well, both. You have to be good all around. Preferred skills. This cracks me up right here. 3+ years of video production experience. Okay. So you have to have experience in order to become an intern. How do you become an intern in places if you don't have experience? It's an unopen loop that you can't get into. Creative mindset, brainstorms new ideas for digital content. Perfect. Familiarity with various video game stores and market trends. How do you know market trends unless you're a community member or a fan who actually consumes from these stores? That might be the entry point, but how would you know with just being an intern or just going into this internship? How do you know what the market trends are from the data behind the scenes? How do you know what actually is selling versus what is actually being popular? You know, unless you're privy to that information. Interest in video games and consumer entertainment brands? Sure. Studying or majoring in digital media production, video production, advertising, digital marketing or communications, media or graphic design, or related fields. Hang on. They're saying this as if it's a current studying, majoring in, currently, but you still have to have 3 years of experience. How do you get that when in college? So you have to be, what, exactly 3 years into your college? Like you've already got your bachelor's degree, but you're still in college or university? That kind of contradicts itself. Eager to contribute and collaborate for a small team environment with a big brand. This is not a big brand. This is not a big company. This is not how this works. Okay, so to submit, you need to send your resume and or cover letter with references. Provide a list of the Nancy Drew games you've played. They're going to be very judgmental on that. Tell us why you'd like to intern with Her Interactive / Nancy Drew Games in your store, becoming a fan. So you're going to have to write something about yourself. Include your demo reel showcasing a variety of innovative and creative visual storytelling for online print for video and social media platforms, including some production processes and concept development. Wait, is this showcasing a variety of storytelling? So you have to have also experience in showcasing your experience with online stuff, print stuff, video advertising stuff, social media platforms. That's a lot. So you have to have worked at another company in order to get these experience points right here. Examples of writing skills for copywriting and social media captions. I would just take screenshots of your past social media posts that have great captions. And course experience in video production and or graphic design. So that has to play into this up here, studying and majoring in. Oh, this is asking for the world. Okay, so reports to the marketing manager. And if this person is still the same as those who worked at Her Interactive during Mystery of the Seven Keys, this would be Brigella. You'd be working for Brigella. The compensation is a paid internship. They're not gonna let you know about that until they give you an offer letter. I'm gonna give you a warning. It's gonna be less than $25 an hour. Promise you. Far less. Summer to fall duration. It is a part-time internship. The commitment is 20 to 30 hours a week. That's very little. Company working hours, they mentioned that, okay, they're still currently accepting applications. Okay, so just so you know, guys, don't be overwhelmed by what you see here. If you have any little bit of any of these qualifications, then just go ahead and apply. They're asking for the world here and hoping to get the top quality applicants with the most experience, even though they want someone who's young probably, and open to learning and open to saying yes to all kinds of things. So hopefully the person who takes this role will enjoy it very much. and we'll find more reward in it than the paycheck or the hours available. Anyways, go ahead and hit the apply online button when you are ready, and this will offer you the areas where you can submit all of your answers and your uploaded content. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, and hopefully you guys have already been working on your submission. This sounds like a job that's going to be creating a lot of video and graphic design work, and you might be in front of the camera. So go for it though. It'll be fun.